Hello Internet, Damagen here. Welcome back to my Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker playthrough, which is of course full of spoilers. By the time this episode comes out, we will be well out of early access and well into just the general game's release. Because we're already several hours in. I don't know actually how many videos this will be in, but it's a few. And it looks like Alizé is pissed off. Don't know why. Guess we're going to find out. The overall picture is going clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival, come what may. His father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family. Alphino? Alizé? It is you. When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Wait. I thought the mum was dead. Guess not. Ameliance Levrier at your service. And you fine people must be the signs of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Very different take to Dad, then. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches father that you were here. Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fortuno are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. Oh, you will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go, visit your home. We'll be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure we... Damagen, what do you think? Always, always, always. If you are on good terms with your parents, always take the time with Damagen. Finally, somebody knows who we are. What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of yours, I insist that you join us. Okay. An open-mouthed nod. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Damagen, if you'll be so kind as to escort my children to the estates. Somebody knows who we are. I'm so happy. And then she was gone, and with her, any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. Why did I think their mum was dead? I don't know. I'm sure Alphino thinks nothing of it. He invited classmates over all the time, but I wasn't the most... It was a different time for me, all right? I apologise. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad, relieved even, to see him in such high spirits. What say you, Damagen? It seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it. Will you accompany us on our visit home? Absolutely. Fine, if we're going, then let's get it over with. We'll be sure to stay in the entrance hall, no peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away, childhood toys. I mean, again, never mind. Never your estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on. The moments when Alfie and Ali get flustered are some of the best written moments, in my opinion. When Alizé and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, travelling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Alf and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. Must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Why? It's not like you can fall off the bridge. There's an invisible wall here. I like these little story cutscene things. So this is why people were crowding around the estate. But they were doing that when I got here really early on. I mean, mind you, I was behind, wasn't I? Because I did a load of other stuff. And here you are at last. Please do come in. Let's see what the Levier mansion is like. Those are some big-ass doors.
Welcome home, my lady.
I mean, I know they're rich and important. No wonder they, jeez. We'll just stand there and gawp. There's been quite a lot of gawping, actually, in this expansion.
What? What are you gawping at?
Just admiring the craftsmanship.
Oh, I suppose I never gave the decor much thought. I'm glad that you approve, I think.
Put Ali on the spot. We need to smirk more.
Lord Fourcheneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Best thing about fully paid up servants, especially ones that you treat well, are obviously the discretion that they afford. Also, do we get those outfits? Because clearly people are going to want these outfits for glamour.
Master Alphino,
And by people I mean me.
If you'd accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
Is this all we're going to see of the house? Or will they have modelled out the rest of it? And can I go into Alizé's room? That sounded quite creepy, actually.
The twins have
I
been
wanted to see
sending
the toys.
letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course. If only to keep me from worrying.
Oh, considering all the daft things that Alizé does, yeah.
Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations.
And then Alphino spent the entire freaking lot on a sword.
Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident
I
with
don't
every
know
letter.
who could have
Their
helped with
depictions
that.
more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that
And
they have
that's
come
what
to
parents
find
want for their
value in
kids.
every
That's a really
experience.
nicely textured vase behind her head.
But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Embarrassing your children, obviously, is another part of the parental process.
Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them.
Lady, a few
Under
words.
normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Can do that. This is a massive entry hall. I feel a little bit overdressed. Sally.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the
Oh yeah, she
stylist
hadn't
you
had her
are-
outfit changed yet, had she? And completely not even
perfect.
realised.
Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alfred.
Love it. That's really nice texture work, actually. I mean, it's quite ironic, actually, that now in 6.0 we no longer have belts. They've decided to put a belt across her shoulders.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become.
Quite right, too.
See for yourself.
Oh, look at you all sophisticated.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
And you've got chains on your shoulders for me to hold my keys off. No belt,
I
though.
am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
Ba-da-ba.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
New lits. New lits. So this is how he changes to Sage.
Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father.
Is that going to go down well?
Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days. As a student, he was often called upon to venture into the field.
Always the way.
He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement
Good
opposition
writing.
to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
I like the fact that we're just smirking in the background. A Sage's Soulstone.
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb.
So this is how he changes from Scholar. Interesting. I was expecting it to have... No, I shall rephrase this, because I was going to say I was expecting it to have a bigger story moment, but actually I think this is a big story moment, and a really nicely written story moment at that. I was expecting it to have more of a kind of desperation switch. I may have even spoken about this in previous videos, the fact that he was going to change to Sage because he thought Scholar wasn't working out, but as a gift from a loving mother to remind her son that his father wasn't always the man that he is today, you know, estranged. I think is actually a better dramatic beat than my idea was. Well played. Well played, writers.
May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My
Something's
final
gonna happen.
gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion.
Always good.
Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work.
The desperation to safeguard the future for them.
I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions. After they cannot be
Wow,
undone.
she knows how to play her husband, doesn't she?
Oh, Mother.
They definitely take after their mom, don't they?
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts.
I'd really
Farewell
like
for
a
now.
big motion captured hug here.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
You know, with the two of them rushing in for a hug would be great. But expensive. Nod. That was really nicely done. That was a really nice cutscene. I like that a lot. You know, I rag on Alphino all the time, but he has grown on me as a character. I just like memeing on it. And that was that. Only the gods know when we'll be back again. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us, these gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality, let's return to the annex and rejoin our companions. It is in fact time for the dungeon, I assume, or very close to the dungeon. Because that is something that we can do something about right now. And I suppose we had to get Alphino changed over to Sage, didn't we? I've got new things to say. If I intend to master these Sage's armaments, that will mean learning to imbue them with the same ether that I poured into Moonstone and Obsidian. It is difficult to grasp the essence of such an entity. For me, it will help to think of the Newless as allies in battle, simply a new form of the energy which went into manifesting my carbon companions. Don't think for a moment that I'm jealous of Alphino's new weapons. They are far more suited to him than me. We left Rayorzi in matching outfits, but our styles, both fashion and fighting, have long since diverged. If anything, I'm proud of the differences between us. Me too! As curious as I am to learn the truth of this duty, I wonder what else the Form is hiding. A calamitous secret whose origin lies in the ethereal sea. Duplicity aside, however, I do not believe Master Fortuno means us ill. Even the harsh words he had for his children stem not from anger, I think, but desperation. For us to feel responsible for the schism of House Leveilleur would be pure hubris. After all, we are merely on the outskirts of what is essentially a family affair, and yet neither can we claim the indifference of strangers. To hear the mother welcome them so warmly was a joy and a relief. Indeed. Okay. Enjoyed your time with the Leveilleurs, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but the new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the Form strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Hydaelyn is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once we've heard your report from Fafnir, we'll be well equipped to plot out our next move. And on that subject... Since there's been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective locales? Yes. So this is kind of the transition episode. Estinian
Your time in
poem.
Thavner has certainly been eventful.
That's true. It was.
In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
Yep.
I
Give me that
agree.
dungeon.
While I still have questions concerning the Forum
Because
and their
I've not
grand
seen anything of
undertaking,
it.
we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavner.
And on this subject, Matoya's probably not going to have any issue helping us out because she will almost certainly take any opportunity to stick it to the Forum because she loves them so much.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
Yeah, but we can kill all of them.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses?
But there's something worth defending.
Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal. Thus, the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
Yes. I think I just said that.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I
No
surmise.
shit, Sherlock.
A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained. And I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy
A
the core,
MacGuffin.
and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
But possibly dropping them from a great height, depending on how quickly it disappears.
So we can hope. And I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Me too.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none.
True.
Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
That's true.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Yostola, and myself.
Stola, proficient in healing. Well, so she was a conjurer, wasn't she?
The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
I suppose because we're not going to get to choose.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armaments to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
Oh, good.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements. So let
who
us
are we
make our
going in with?
preparations and regroup near the
Justinian,
tower.
Ali, Alfie, and me.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental etherite at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Ooh, stern-faced. Let's get this shit done. Like the fact that they're following me out. Right. 1,500 blah 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 gil. That's a lot of gil. Yes, there was a queue of 3,400. Oh, this is actually deep water. Yeah, queue of 3,500 to get onto Louisoire, which is the least populated of all of the EU worlds on this data center. Took me a chunk of time to get on. Don't mind particularly, because I was able to watch a couple of videos and do some editing at the same time. Oh. Walruses. Sorry, Valras, not walrus. Riding down the coast. Really enjoyed the areas and the music so far. Nothing as alien as we saw on the first, obviously, but still interesting. Hello, Nadine. Ah, friend of Eorzea, we've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission to the tower, I'm told. The warding scales will be delivered soon. Till then, please stand by at the boat we have readied. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. We pray for your safety and success. Stand by at the boat. Standing by. Hi, guys. If this is the future of Aetheryte travel, I think I'll stick to boats. Aye, no warning, however emphatic, could have prepared me for that. On account of which we are a little late, but fighting fit, mostly. Oh, hello. My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be... We should still call you Vashal, I suppose. Indeed. It would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well, then. For our part, we are humbled that you should see fit to entrust us with your warding scales. Please convey as much to His Excellency. Kyle slipping into that deceit quite easily. One for each of you. Please accept them with my blessings. Now, thanks. With these, we can go anywhere those with the blessing of light can go. Not only for this operation either, but all the ones to come. We can finally break your monopoly on primals. In that case, I've been waiting for this day. So have we, my friends. So have we. I really want to know what the third option would have told us, actually. If everyone is amenable to it, let us review the strategy for good measure. As previously agreed, we will divide into two groups. Temujin and her band will break through the tower's defences and locate its core. So this is our trust choice. So we're going to have Alfie, Estinian, and Alice, because obviously we're going to tank. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtless want for healing due to the duress of repeated summonings. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be deities of Thavnarian myth. As we have no prior experience with such foes, pray exercise the utmost caution when confronting them. Alizé, caution. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. For the people of Thavnir, nay, the entire world, you must prevail. Nod. And the Tower of Zot unlocked. Sorry, now accessible. The duty finder has been updated with a new regular duty. Right. So, Alfie, Ali, and Astinian. Yeah, the Tower of Zot is a level 81 dungeon. It's interesting. Because I don't know, unless you got 0 rested XP whatsoever, I don't know if you could only be level 81 by the time you get to it. Next time then, next video will be Dungeon Run. Now this might be the same day depending on how I've decided to split up this video or this series. Depends how things will have fallen numbering wise. But I'll try and get the last bit and this bit out on the same day. Just the 2 separate videos so you can watch the bits that you want. But yeah, Trust Dungeons obviously take slightly longer, so it'll probably be a 40-45-ish minute video. I'm going to take a little bit more time in there than I have done previously, just to take a look at what's going on, because normally I've just kind of bulldozed through them to an extent. And because they've got this massive alien insectoid tower thing, I do actually want to take my time to get the details. It's one of the reasons why I run them with trusts in the first place. So, Trust Dungeon, Tower of Zot, the Dark of the Tower, next time. Hope you enjoyed this video, folks. I really liked the section of stories that we've had today. Really enjoyed that. That was good stuff, good fun. We'll see what happens actually in the dungeon next time. If you liked the video, though, do please leave it a like. Helps the channel out. And I will catch you next time. Happy endwalking. Toodle pip.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.